Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about understanding that anyone who is trying to sell you methods to boost your testosterone that don't just involve a healthy lifestyle are scamming you, right? They're rip-off artists. And the thing to think about before we even get into the fact that test boosters don't work, I've covered this many times. You have this whole idea being permeated out there. Is that the word? Permeating the industry. Perpetrated, I guess. Perpetrated might be the better term. That testosterone levels have declined enormously. The thing is, that's based upon predicted models, and that number, when you really look at it, doesn't go back in history the way that people think that it does. And what I mean is, some studies were done over about 20 years looking at drops in testosterone levels in the very modern age, and then they predicted that if that drop had been consistent going back 100 years, right, if it scaled, then testosterone levels were much higher, like in 100 years ago, right? But we don't actually have evidence of that, okay? I want to be clear there that 20 years that they plotted the drop over, the average drop, there were other factors. And you don't actually have evidence that the 20 years before that or the 20 years before that and so on, that testosterone levels are actually higher. Okay, so people need to remember that. That's a predictive model that says that if this drop that we saw, whatever, in the 70s and 90s or whatever, went back consistently at the same rate to, say, 1920, that we think their levels would have been this. They weren't testing it back then. Okay, that's a hypothesis. Here's the problem with that hypothesis. We have found what appears to be the biggest factor. The biggest factor is that people today are obese and they're sedentary. That's why you saw that drop in testosterone through a couple generations. Okay? That seems to be the biggest factor. Right? So you go back to the 1950s, people were not more obese or more sedentary than they were, say, 50 years ago necessarily. If anything, there were more malnutrition issues even further back. So the issue there is a lifestyle change. I want to be very clear there. We know what's causing it. People being morbidly obese at a higher rate and being more sedentary. That's why testosterone levels have declined a bit. And we only need those two factors. That's all that we need to have an explanation. Like, that actually covers the entire explanation. We have correlation. We have causation. We have all these things. So we know why they declined. So people need to drop that nonsense, because here's the thing. Getting too lean can lower testosterone also. So essentially, if you don't want that decline in testosterone we saw in the modern age, what do? Exercise and not be obese. Get some sunshine. What are the other factors that we start looking at that we know affect it? Alcohol abuse, nutritional deficiency, recreational drugs, all these things, right? These are the factors. So here's the thing to think about. Are these factors the direct cause, or is it just poor health that's the direct cause? In other words, is the testosterone the result, or is it a side effect? It's a side effect. In other words, the bigger issue is that people are more unhealthy. Okay? They're more unhealthy. That is why we see lower testosterone levels. People have more body fat or adiposity, right? They exercise less. They eat more junk food. Okay? More sedentary. Then you combine things like alcohol, cannabis, tobacco, and then recreational drugs in general. People use a lot of drugs. People treat their bodies badly. Therefore, the testosterone is lower. But do you see where we're going here? Is testosterone the concern? No. The bad health is the concern. Okay? Fixing the testosterone will not fix the other problems. It's just one of the hormones that is now out of balance due to just being unhealthy, being sedentary and unhealthy. Okay? That is the whole cause. Okay. That's like saying, hey, if I stepped on a big nail and it poked a hole into the top of my foot, I'm going to put a Band-Aid over the top of my foot. That's going to fix the hole in the top of my foot in the skin. That's literally the equivalent. The low testosterone is the tip of the iceberg. It's just the very tip. It's a symptom. And that's a Band-Aid fix to even worry about the testosterone. The thing to worry about is your overall health. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Get more essential fats, healthy fats in your diet. Eat less junk food. Exercise, work out. Drink less alcohol. Smoke less tobacco. Smoke less cannabis. Use less party drugs. Get some fresh air. Get some sunshine. There's your solution. Because the low side effect is just a symptom of the bad health. It's not the cause. It's not the big issue. Fix your health. Okay? And if that doesn't resolve the testosterone, then you don't need to be going to gurus and supplements. You need to be going to an endocrinologist. You need to be going to a medical doctor. Because at that point, especially as you're getting older, if your testosterone is declining, we know that health improves from TRT. Okay? That's not really subject to debate. There's good data on that. So then you need to go see a medical doctor at that point. Your solution's not a test booster. It's not what some clown biohacker is selling you. Well, at that point, it's time to go, see the doctor, get a shot. After you've addressed the other health stuff, if it's not fixing it. It's very straightforward. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.